everybody. Welcome to Friday. Today is education. One of our income producing activities is education, and we're going to be talking about it just for a few minutes today. My name is April Pointer, Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living, and one of the 9 hosts or leaders in the Silver Bullet. So we're excited that you guys are part of this. We are at the end of our first week. I can't believe the first week has already gone by. I have learned so much from all these great leaders. I hope you guys are learning a plethora of information as well in just a few minutes per day. I know some of the videos are a little bit long at the beginning, but part of that is some of them are telling their stories and how they got involved and things like that. So anyway, excited to talk about education today. What ways to educate our members? Why educate our members? Do we want to be their pocket reference? No. Do we want to be their doctor? No. But we still have a responsibility as a leader, as their upline, as their support, a layer in their support system, to help them learn about their oils and show them how to learn about their oils, empower them to learn about their oils so that they're not always coming to you for answers. We want to empower them so they can educate themselves and they can be their own advocate for their health of their family. So I love what Shell said last week, last Friday about ways to educate people. Some of the things she said, go back and watch that video if you haven't. She talked about showing your oil stash and the ways you store your oils. When you're posting online about and educating, ask lots of questions, because when you're getting comments on those posts, it actually helps the Facebook algorithm, which is a whole other topic in itself. But Facebook will throw that into more news feeds the more comments there are on a post. So when you're educating, make sure you're asking lots of questions instead of, hey, this is what we used in our Ningxia shots today. Instead of just that, ask a question at the end, like, what did you put in yours? Or what oil do I have here that I'm using in mine that you don't have yet? Just something to get them engaged and get those Facebook algorithms working and pumped up and get them, thrown into news feeds. So the more engagement there is on your posts, the more news feeds it gets thrown into, of course. So showing your oil stash, your storage, she talked about, she talked about ways you, like maybe oils you have by your bed versus maybe a couple oils you might have by your bathtub. Or if you have an oil that you might use in the shower, like maybe you put a drop of rosemary in your hand with every little dollop or quarter size of shampoo that you use. Just simple ways like that to educate people on how to use their oils. Maybe in the bathroom or in the kitchen. In my kitchen, guys, I have a really cool rack, this little turning rack that I put all my Vitality oils in. And when people come over, they're like, oh, she cooks with those, And we host people a lot. I love to be hospitable. I'm obviously from the South, from Texas, so that's just a thing here. So we have people over a lot. So I have oils everywhere in my house. Just having them out as a display is a conversation starter and a way to educate. You know how many people have walked into my house that I've hired to do contractor work of some kind, whether painting or electrical work, and they're like, what are those little bottles you have everywhere? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you about these. And a lot of times they will leave enrolled, or I will have their contact info where I can follow up with them and continue their relationship to continue to educate them. So have your oils out, neatly displayed, especially when you're having company over. Have your diffusers going. Let's see. How do you take Ningxia Red every day? That's a great video or a post to make with different Vitality oils. Make sure you're always using Vitality oils, because technically those are the ones that we're supposed to be ingesting. So doing a video, a post on that, something like that. Opening your ER orders online, Shell talked about. Brilliant idea. Now, the cool thing about all these income producing activities we're talking about today is they are all focused around relationship, which we all know is part of building a Young Living business. So I love that. Now, product education in general is just helping members to appreciate Young Living. It's helping them fall in love with their product, so that their oil, so that they will use them. And since we have a consumable product, the goal obviously is to get them to use them, to love them, and then to reorder them so they can continue to benefit from all the great properties of their oils and supplements. And Some of our products are not consumable, like our cookware, our diffusers, things like that. So those are great ways to show people how to use those things as well. Sending your members little thank yous or appreciation cards, those go a really, really long way. I'm so glad you're loving your lemon oil for this, that, and the other. I've also loved it for this, that, and the other. Great to see you. Text me next week. Let's catch up, something like that. Now, there's so many other ways you guys can educate besides posting on social media. Texts are a great way. There's some teams that will do Tipsy Tuesday or I don't know, Word Wednesday, something like that. And they'll send a text out to their team on those days with just an oil tip of the week. This is how I'm using my cinnamon bark or whatever it is, okay? A text that has one oil with maybe 3 ways to use it. Anything more than 3 ways, especially to a newbie, is going to completely overwhelm them. A lot of you are new and you can probably relate to that. I was the same way, absolutely the same way. What else? You can share podcasts with people. There's essential oil podcasts out there. You can share books, lots and lots and lots and lots of oil books, guys. Talk about those books. They are a great resource to empower people to learn from their oils. A lot of times I will get questions like, how do I use lemon, or how do I use frankincense, or how do I use multigreens? And most of the time I'll answer, this is how I use it. And I'll just, like, in 1 or 2 sentences so that it's not a book. And then sometimes I'll take a picture of it in a book and say, this is on page 56 of this particular book, whatever book I'm referencing. And then take a picture of the book and show it to them. Then they're like, oh, I need that book. I need to learn from this book. Or maybe you have a website link that you can link them to that is very helpful. But always giving them all the information every time is only going to enable them. We want to empower people to be their own health advocates because we're not their primary care physicians. We're just a friend helping a friend get started with some oils, right? So we want to empower them. This is a really fun post I saw recently. I want to read it off to you guys, and it's a great way to attract new members, your prospects. This is not something you would do in an oil group of members. This is something you would do maybe on your personal wall, or if you're in a Facebook group that you've started or your upline has for prospects and members. But this post is geared towards prospects, and it's a way to build relationship with them, okay? Because it does require a bit of follow-up. But making a post that says something like this: hey, let's make an oil playlist. You better believe there's enough Young Living oils for me to be able to do this. Comment below and I'll make you a list of 3 to 4 oils I know would be so good for you. Boom. Short, sweet. People that don't know about oils, or you could even preface it like, haven't tried oils yet? I want to make an oily playlist for you. Comment below. These are your friends that you know on Facebook, right? Like, these are the people you engage with. So you're off the bat going to be able to recommend some oils for them. If you know somebody whose digestive system needs some TLC, you could easily suggest, like, you know, Digize and Peppermint and Aroma Ease, or the probiotics Life 9, ICP. That supplement is amazing for the digestive tract. So that's a great little oily tip you can do. Again, it requires follow-up. But follow-up, guys, please don't be afraid of follow-up. It is the best way to get that relationship rooted. And honestly, you know what? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is the way to get them rooted into how much you care and how the oils can help them. So some other posts, I don't know how much time, when did I start? Some other posts I've done before are talking about oil mistakes, and I've only done this in groups that have members in it already. So I did an oily top 10, or a not top 10. You know how ESPN has their not top 10, where it's like their biggest hilarious bloopers? These are like your biggest hilarious bloopers with oils. So I called it a not top 10 list, and I talked about when oils in the eye. Like, I've made that mistake. What do you do for that? Oils with a child-proof cap. Why do they have it? Because they don't want you to drink the whole thing, right? That's why. Thinking your upline is your doctor. That was a hilarious post I made. because it's not true and we can't treat them like that. So that was part of my not top 10. Using hot oils undiluted. Guys, you can make these posts hilarious and so funny and engaging. Talking about using hot oils undiluted. I used thyme on my husband's neck when he was sleeping one time because he was being really loud when he was sleeping. And I'd heard thyme helps that, like with, just breathing easy. So I dripped thyme on the back of his neck, and he woke up with his neck on fire and like yelled at me and was so mad. It was awful, but I laugh about it now. And I tell that story. It's hilarious. Other parts of the not top 10 are oils in the ear, like dripping oils down where they hit the eardrum. Don't do that. I've made that mistake. I've heard people say don't do it, and then I did it, and then I paid the heavy price for it. Don't do it. You need to let people know not to do it. Something as simple as not having a place to keep your oils, because you will lose them. They will be found all over the house. They will be found in the weirdest places. I found a bottle of Valor in my husband's toolbox. I was not happy. Anyway, prefacing that to people, like, your oils need to be organized and they need to be out, not kept up in a little bag unless they travel in your purse with you. But if they're hidden, you're not going to use them. So keeping them out and within eyesight in a cute little display. Let me show you this cute display I have in my office. Sorry, Ryan, to get this. Is this not adorable? It holds 20 oils. I got it off Etsy. It's just a cute little wooden rack. And I have it over in my office, and it's so pretty. People see it right when they walk in the door. You can find so many cute oil racks on Etsy. Some are like $5 to $10. So telling people how to get those is, and pretty display them, they are way more likely to use them and fall in love with them. So part of my other not top 10 list was, just not being organized with them, because you're going to be searching all over your house. You're going to reorder things because you're going to think that they were gone, or you used them, or you lost them, or whatever. Maybe you loaned it out. You don't even know where it is, right? And then the last thing of my not top 10 list, or the 9th thing, was giving nitro to a child that's already pretty active. No, don't do that. So you can make funny posts about these things. Obviously, you don't give that to a kid who's already hyperactive. But here's what you do use it for. You know what I mean? So that's a great way to educate people. Those are funny little posts about the not top 10. I think that's really it. Of course, not using any citrus oils in plastic, or oils in plastic would be another one of them. Taking baths. Those can be some pretty funny posts, guys. If you accidentally, or you didn't know not to take a bath in oregano, or you didn't know not to take a bath in lemon, like, they could get into places that you don't want to talk about. And it will really hurt. So, hilarious. Anyway, you can put oils in bath salts instead. That's the alternative. Put your oil in a bath salt, then put your salt in the tub. Still would not bathe with oregano or thyme or basil ever. But those make funny posts if you have done it. So, that's a great way to educate. I think that's it for me today. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you back on Monday. Bye.